All right, so today we are going to be installing the, what is this called? The 9-ball Laylax 4D grip into the Hi-capa. So I'm going to show you how to install this grip into a Hi-capa. This will work for most other grips as well, but we're doing this grip in particular today. You will need like a tool set. So I have my tool set next to me here. And you might need to have like a little file. I don't have a file right now, so I hope I won't have to use one, but we will see as this goes. So to start off with, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this grip out of the box. Yep. And these do not come with internals, so you're gonna have to take the internals out of your existing grip, right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to remove the upper from the lower. So you're gonna pull the slide back until the little half moon thing lines up with your slide catch, so you can pop out the slide catch and it just comes out real quick and easy, just like that. And then you can go ahead and remove the upper and set that way off to the side. All right, so now we have just the lower. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to start removing this. So the first thing, we're gonna remove the back strap. So this piece right here on the back. So we're gonna grab our punch tool, just like this, and we're going to push it out. So you will probably need, or actually, nope, that was easy. Sometimes you need to use a hammer. In this case, it was easy. So we also will be needing this. So we're gonna keep this off to the side. Then here's the back piece. We will also be needing this, just the internals. We won't need the actual grip piece though. And then now that that's gone, we can start removing the rest of the stuff. So you will need a Phillips head to remove this screw right here on the inside of the frame. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. And we do have a replacement Phillips head that came with the grip, so we shouldn't be needing to use this again. All right, so that's gone. So we can go ahead and do this right here. I'm just guessing. I guessed correctly. What is this one? 3mm up here. And yeah, just do both sides, obviously. And then now you should be able to remove the lower from the upper, which does seem to be the case, which is perfect. And then now we can go ahead and remove the spring here, the one that looks like a fork. That one can just go off to the side again. And then magazine release, to remove that, it's right here. It's a little flathead screw. You basically push down and you turn 90 degrees or so. So I'm going to go ahead and get a flathead. It does need to be a decently small one. And that one will work. Basically just push down and then turn about 90 degrees or so until it stops, and then you can pop it out. Right, and then the trigger will fall out as well, which is nice. So there we go. This, we are done with this now. We don't need this at all, so we can get that out of our life. And now we can go ahead and start throwing everything into this guy right here. So we're gonna start off with the trigger. So it's gonna go in just like so. So the little pin up here, that part goes up top, okay? Just gonna slide it in. And it does not like, mine has a little blemish up here. So I think that's what is catching, I think. Oh yeah, that is tight. Yeah, that's definitely what's catching. So we'll go ahead, and this is, what is this? I think this is plastic. So we will just try to use a little pocket knife here. Maybe it's metal. I don't want to find a file, so I'm hoping that that'll be adequate. Not quite. So where is it catching? So part of this is kind of looking to see where it's not fitting. So you want to look down and you want to try to see, look around. That you should be able to see around the entire trigger. There shouldn't be any spots that are dark. So right now it's looking like it is the top and the bottom of this. And it is very close, but it's not quite there, and obviously it's not good to have it be kind of dumb. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab a file. So I'm going to be right back because I got to go find one. But basically we're just going to sand down on the top and the bottom of this trigger until it's skinny enough to work good, right? All right, so I'd moved to a different spot real quick because I don't have an outlet over there, but I don't have a file. But I do have a little belt sander thing. So we're gonna go ahead and use this guy. We're going to we're gonna try on low speed first, and we're gonna see what that does for us. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try this. So the process is the same if you have a file. You just got to go until it's until it fits nice. I feel like we got a long way to go on the top, but the bottom is pretty much there. By the way, if you guys are interested in what this is, it's Worksharp. It is a knife sharpening system that I use when I'm very lazy. Okay, we're almost there. So what you want to happen is you want it to fall free. And we are very, very, very close. So it looks like the bottom is set. You probably can't see it on the camera, but I can see it here in person. And the top, we still have some work to do on the top. I don't really know what it is, what material this trigger is made out of. Okay, so it looks like we only need to work on the back of this. Just a hair. Okay, let's go ahead and try that. That is really dang close, and I'm going to call it there. I don't want to go overboard on this because this is just a stock trigger in here. But I'm going to call it there. All right, so I'm going to move back over to the other workbench, and I will catch you guys in a second. All right, so we are back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to just drop everything else in here real quick. So trigger is the first thing that goes in. So the little, so where there's like a cutout on the trigger bar, that goes up towards the top, okay? So it just goes in, it just slides right into place. And then you're going to put in your magazine release. It goes in the same way it came out. So we're just going to drop that in, just like so. And then this is a new grip, so you're going to have to work it a little bit. This is plastic, so it will wear away a little bit, and it'll become smooth over time. And you can see I've already got a whole bunch of progress being made. It comes back all the way, so that's good there. Now I can go ahead and we can put the internals in the back of this. So I'm going to grab this piece right here, and basically there's a little spring and a follower and a pin. So we need to push this pin out first. So I normally do everything with just the one tool here. So I go ahead, I lay it down on the ground, right? I get my pin, I push, or my punch tool, I push down on the pin while pushing that way, so that way the spring doesn't fly across the room, right? So I push down, and then I slowly let it out, and there we go. There's all that. You can just pull the pin out with your finger. Now this all goes into the new system, right? So we're going to go ahead and get the pin kind of ready. We're going to get it sort of put in, and then we're going to put in the spring and the follower. And then I will use my pin again. I will push this down all the way, and then I'll just push in the pin with my follower, or with my finger. So that's good. And then you just do that, and there we go. It's in there all the way. So now we can go ahead and we can put this back onto the frame of the pistol, right? So you can go ahead and everything should slide on for the most part. It is a new grip, so it might be a little bit stiff, but it all goes on. You won't need to do anything like hard work or anything to get it to fit. We're going to leave this open. That should help us here, make it a little bit easier on us. So we're going to go ahead and put just the grip screws in. We'll leave the front one out in case we have to do this again. There we go there. So yeah, make sure you hold this up. All right, so we're gonna open everything up, and we're gonna take the little leaf spring, the fork, and that basically goes back in the grip, and this goes on top of everything except for this. So this is the only thing that goes on top of this, right? So we're gonna drop it in and make sure it goes on top of everything that's inside of there. And it is definitely hard to kind of show this on camera, but you put on top of everything, and there we go, we got that. And you can kind of close it back up. And then you grab your new back piece, and then you just shove that in. I had to angle that little stick to go into the middle of the hole. You'll know what I'm talking about when you do this. All right, so it turns out that these are very tight fit, or at least my model was. I had to tap mine in with a hammer, but not a big deal. It is functioning perfectly fine. So to test the function, basically you pull back your hammer, right? You push down on both of these two silver pieces, and then you just pull the trigger, and yep, it is firing, so that's all good there. We're going to go ahead and put this screw in up here. Where's that at? Again, every single company for the aftermarket parts is going to have their own tolerances and their own way of doing things. So a lot of times it's going to have to require some extra force and stuff like that. We're going to go ahead and put this pin in there. And again, this looks like this is, oh no, this is not super tight fit. Maybe we'll be able to just push it in. Almost. All right, so yep, I just tapped that in the rest of the way with a hammer, so that's all good there. And then now we can go ahead and just put it back together. So I like to cock my gun first before I do it, and then I just slide on the upper, just like so. And then drop this pin back in. And there we go. We have a new thing going on there. So that's how you install the grip. Yeah. So yep, have a nice day. I hope this video helped you if you needed it. But that's gonna be it. So adios.